Hey, Kapper here. It is October 25th, 2017, and I've changed my mind. That's right, I know it's hard to believe, but I've had tons and tons of viewer suggestions on my ditch system for filling the pond saying, why not make it permanent? Put pipes in there. And initially I've always responded because I didn't think I needed it permanently. One, two, there's buried lines here. So that was my reasoning, but after I got to thinking about it, after several more commenters, I got to thinking, you know what, maybe it's not a bad idea. So let me show you what I got here in my idea. I'm measuring out the ditch now and the pipe size. I think I can get away with a 6-inch pipe. I'm going to take some measurements because from 6-inch just up to 8-inch, the price practically doubles, and it ain't cheap for 20-foot sections. I probably got at least 150 feet to go, maybe 200. But let me show you what I got here. All right, so there's the top of the hill. I don't need to mess with any of this. You know, the grass is doing pretty good here on the ditch. Then it comes down here. All right, and normally this was going just out into the woods. And then this is where I started capturing all the water. Okay, right down in here, I think either here or here, I've got the gutter pipes from this side of the house. Okay, and so those were going just straight out into the woods. So right here is where I started capturing all the hill water. All right, and here's my ditch going all the way around to the back. So the thing I got to figure out is if I'm going to be able to flex the pipe, because it's very rigid for this curve here. But if not, I have several options. If I can't flex it, I'll try to get a 90, but I think I'll be able to flex it. It kind of snakes around a little, and then it makes another turn over here. Actually, you could see here where it looks like it's took off and went over the ditch a little bit. But I'll have to figure out how I can make this turn here, because I really can't cut straight across here. I've got a lot of buried pipes there, and I'd have to go really deep. So I'll take it up and into the pond. I'm going to measure this out, and I'm going to see what size pipe I can get away with. I think a 6-inch will be just fine. And stay tuned for this project. This should be interesting. So here's a look where it makes the bend. Right down here, it looks like it pulls up, slows down a little, and then it makes the cut over into the pond. That looks like maybe a 45. I'll have to see if they got elbows. All right, so we got the load of 240 feet worth of 8-inch double wall. Time to get this project going. Okay, so this is kind of what I have in mind up here, and let me show you my thought process. I do have 145 that I have to decide if I want to use it either up here at the top or down lower. But I'm weighing all the options here. One being, why not just cut a straight pipe all the way to where back here it connects to the ditch? Well, the problem with that is you can see where I'm standing here is 4 or 5 foot lower elevation. So if I started it down here to get this water to flow to where I want it to in the pond, look at, I have to be another 4 or 5 feet up. And that's precisely why I started it up there where I did, so that it has a downhill run the whole way. I mean, I'm not about to fill in right here 5 feet of fill, because I'm learning that takes forever, even with the dump truck. And winter is close, so I may install a 45 right here at this turn, or I may just do a banana bend. This stuff will flex somewhat. I tested it, and I've used a 4-inch a great deal. so you can get some flexion out of it. And then from here I have to go to the left side of that sewer vent pipe there. There's not enough dirt on the right side to run it on the inside. I mean, I could build it up. You see, if I built it up, what would happen then? I'd have a pocket in here where the water won't drain. So that's why I have to loop it around the bottom side, because I can't build this yard any higher because we've got the new retaining wall here. But this is kind of what it's looking like. I'm gonna fill all of this whole trench in basically. Might bring in a couple dump trucks of clay and then basically start with a brand new trench. Not sure if I'm gonna start it today or tomorrow. Of course, it's prime time hunting, but this is always my problem, you know, with a property. There's always stuff to do, and it ain't always the fun stuff you want to do. But that's part of having all this in your backyard. So I'm not complaining, I'm just laying it out there because a lot of people say, why aren't you hunting? And this is precisely why. If I'm gonna do this, I gotta get it in sooner rather than later. All right, Kapper here. I'm gonna start in on the piping project for the pond. But first, since I've got the excavator sitting in the back, I'm gonna grab a couple loads of clay fill with the dump truck so I have more fill. I'm gonna fill in the existing ditch, basically start from scratch, because I don't want to dig any lower because there's buried power lines, there's a buried gas line, and there's buried gutter lines. The ditch where it's at right now is fine for the height, so I'm actually going to bring it up even higher yet just to be safe. So let's start getting some fill in there and get started. All right, got my first load of dirt here. I'm bringing good dirt in that I've been saving from behind the pond, but you could see we're only 2 days out from after having rain, so the ground is very wet. And I had it in 4-wheel low and it did just fine here, but this is again one of the many reasons I had to have a small and 4-wheel drive dump truck. You bring a big truck in here, or even a mid-size, and 2-wheel drive, and you're probably not going to climb back out of here because it's a pretty good incline and it is soft. Here you can see, oh yeah, it's not quite that soft, but up here it's pretty soft. So I'll start filling this ditch in and see how it goes. Yeah, now this is my kind of work environment. Got 2 deer sitting there right on the edge of the plot. It's midday, only like 1:30 in the afternoon. That's all good. Let's go get some more dirt. So this is where I'm getting the dirt from these piles that I've been stocking up down here by the duck pond. I mean, it's a little too wet, but I like to get this done before we get the next rain. All right, I had a dump truck load of dirt here, plus the extra dirt from this retaining wall project. So now I'm moving it over this way, and I'm grading it out with whatever pitch I can get between the garage and that big tree there. It's been touch and go. I almost thought I hit something down there, but it was just a little root. So that's why I'm pushing more dirt that way, and then I could bring from this way. I could always bring more in with the dump truck, but I got to get this all filled in so I could bring that dump truck and make this turn if I need it. Well, that's how it is trying to film yourself. Dang it. Looks like it's still going. Let's try it again. All right, let's run a little grading action here. Alright, so now it's time to start filling this ditch in here. It's hard to see. Right there I have that stick sticking up, okay? That's where a gutter pipe and a foundation pipe exit. So I can grade all the way from that stick in. And there's two big rocks I got sitting on the ground there. That's where two more gutter pipes come out. So I can grade from that in, from that all the way in. And then here behind that tree, I'm fine. I'm gonna add dirt, I'm not gonna cut anything. So a little more grading and it'll be time to cut the new trench for the 8-inch pipe coming down. So far so good. All right, it's time to start filling all this ditch in down here. So far so good. I haven't cut any lines or gutter lines, drain lines. Definitely looking forward to finishing this project and putting a lawn in back here. Clean up this huge mess. Alright, so the old ditch is now filled in. And now it's time to dig a brand new trench. It's going to be interesting. I'm not going to go very deep. Basically just deep enough to bury the pipes. They're double wall, you can drive over them. So I'm only going to dig down roughly about a foot. Just enough to get them under the ground, get 4 or 5 inches of dirt over them, so I don't risk cutting anything. And that's where it's all going to start, right up there.